Investigations of animal abuse at Mississippi Critters continue online as more photos surface on social media. That and more coming up next. Newswatch Ole Miss starts now. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Aniston McClellan. Mississippi is reporting the lowest number of COVID-19 cases since the start of the pandemic. The Mississippi Department of Health shows 242 new cases and no new deaths. This is the lowest total number of cases since April 2020. To learn more about the spread of COVID in Mississippi, go to healthyms.com/COVID-19. Oxford residents are now offering a $2,500 reward for information leading to the arrest of the M Trade Park vandal. A pickup truck drove over 5 soccer fields making donuts, damaging the grass below. The Oxford Police Department says the pickup left thousands of dollars worth of damage. Investigators are looking for a white 2003 or 2004 Toyota Tacoma with dark rims. If you have any information, please call the OPD at 662-232-2400. Absentee voting is now open for the upcoming city elections. Those wanting to cast an absentee vote must bring a valid ID and wear a mask. The voting area is set up in the lobby of City Hall. The deadline to register to vote is March 5th. Voter registration can be completed at City Hall or the Lafayette County Clerk's office. The Ole Miss Police Department continues to look into animal abuse allegations against Oxford Animal Shelter Mississippi Critters. Newswatch reporter Hannah Deere has more on this report. Some of the images you see may be disturbing.
The Oxford Police Department is currently investigating animal abuse allegations against Oxford Animal Shelter Mississippi Critters. About a week ago, this photo of dogs encaged in the snow outside of Critters started circulating around social media. It was taken on Saturday, February 13th, right at the start of last week's winter storm. Concerned citizens filed formal complaints with the Oxford Police Department several days later on February 17th, and OPD conducted an inspection. The shelter released a statement the next day informing the public that the dogs pictured were on the last rotation to go to the bathroom and were not left outside overnight in the cold. Mississippi Critters Board of Directors President Ainsley Smith thanked the shelter supporters and assured everyone that the photos on social media did not truly reflect the current conditions of the clinic. This isn't the first time Mississippi Critters has faced abuse allegations. Complaints have been filed since December of 2018 regarding over-occupancy, poor medical care, inhumane disposal procedures, and overall treatment of the animals. About 3 months ago, in November of 2020, a group of concerned citizens and former employees presented a binder of photo evidence to the shelter's executive board of directors. The binder included eyewitness accounts of cats being denied medicine and hidden from the public, dogs being left in temperatures below freezing overnight, kennels being left uncleaned, and animal carcasses accumulating in the freezer. An internal investigation took place that yielded no incriminating evidence. Now, a number of the photos presented in November are circling the internet, thanks to the prompting of the recent allegations.
I remember the first time I walked in, I was like just hit with the smell, and just like everything was just thrown everywhere. Like it literally looked like a hoarding case. We had, I'd say maybe like 3 animals die a day. Some of the cats in my area wouldn't even get taken care of until I got there. Dogs that came in normal would lose a bunch of weight, and dogs that came in really skinny would never gain weight. And there was just poop everywhere, like walls, under the beds, blankets that were soaked in urine that have obviously been there for a while, stuff like that. This breaks every ASPCA policy. This breaks clearly everything with PETA. This breaks everything with the humane associations. Like nothing there was followed by any type of national standard.
Authorities plan to meet with officials from the city of Oxford and Lafayette County, as well as representatives from Mississippi Critters sometime this week. Neither OPD nor Mississippi Critters is able to comment on the investigation at this time. Hannah Deere, Newswatch Ole Miss.
Thanks, Hannah. Please excuse our mistake as we meant Oxford Police, not Ole Miss Police. A Mercedes hits Oxford Social Tattoo Club after attempting to make a U-turn. Oxford Social Club is temporarily closed following the crash. The sedan is seen trying to make an illegal turn on University Avenue. Owner Brian Sheaves shows the wreckage on the tattoo parlor's Facebook page. Oxford Social Club is closed until further inspection is finished. 9 speakers will take the stage at the annual TEDx University of Mississippi event. Public Relations head Caroline Steele says the theme for this year is resilience. This is the 6th year for the event, which will be in person. The Gertrude C. Ford Center is booked for March 9th. The university's COVID-19 mask and distancing guidelines will be followed. The speakers include university students and professors. People must call the Ford Center box office to reserve a ticket. Now to weather.
Rising temperatures and rain. Stay tuned to find out more on StormWatch.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hello, welcome back to StormWatch. I'm Kelly Weatherton here with our current temperatures in Northeast Mississippi. Currently we have a high of 63 in South Haven, 66 in Oxford and Holly Springs, 70 in Corinth, and 71 in Tupelo, showing that we have cooler temperatures in the west and warmer in the east. Let's take a look at our current temperature here in Oxford. We're currently experiencing a high of 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies, winds coming from the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and a 13% chance of rain. Moving on to this evening's forecast, we can expect a high of 52 degrees, cloudy skies, winds coming from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and a 24% chance of rain. For tomorrow's forecast, we'll see a high of 57 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, winds coming from the north to northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and an 18% chance of rain. Now, for tomorrow evening, we can expect steady showers throughout the night. For our weekend outlook, we'll experience rising temperatures as well as rain. And that is all. Have a great week.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs.
You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe.
Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo! Oh, hey, Julia! Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum.
Drum loud. Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
After knocking off not one, not two, but 3 top 10 teams, head coach Mike Bianco and the Rebel baseball team were able to complete the sweep in the 2021 State Farm College Baseball Showdown. In a series where Ole Miss was dominant all the way through, they were able to knock off top-ranked opponents in TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas. In Game 1 against TCU, the Rebels were able to get the bat smoking in the second inning. Offensively for the Rebels, Ben Van Cleve was an absolute menace. The Indianola, Mississippi native led the way for the Rebels, going 2 for 3, including a 2 RBI double to spark a 4-run second inning for the Rebels. Ole Miss got the victory over TCU by the score of 7-3. Game 2 of the tournament was a nail-biter for Rebel fans as they were able to just ease by the Texas Tech Red Raiders by the score of 5-4. The Rebels were held scoreless up until the third inning when freshman Jacob Gonzalez provided a much-needed spark to incite a 5-run inning. Ole Miss would be held scoreless for the rest of the game as they escaped with the win. And in the final game of the weekend, the Rebels flexed their muscles against Texas, putting on a complete showing against the Longhorns as they took the win 8-1. And it is important to note that the Rebels were able to have a successful weekend without their starting first baseman, Kel Baker, who was out due to COVID-19. And after a big weekend by the Rebel baseball team, Rebel fans can officially say that Ole Miss is a baseball school. 3 games into the 2021 baseball season, the Rebel baseball team has fought their way to the #1 spot in the nation. But head coach Mike Bianco says that this ranking shouldn't really be the topic of the conversation.
It doesn't win you games. It doesn't help you, in anything except for, some propaganda for recruiting or anything like that. And so I don't know why we would talk about it or mention it. We never mentioned when we're ranked 5th or 4th. We never, talked about that.
Coach Bianco and the Rebels will be out on the diamond again today to take on the Arkansas State Red Wolves at 4 p.m. And firing things over to the gun range, for the first time since 2006, the Ole Miss rifle team has qualified for the NCAA Rifle Championships, earning themselves the #2 seed. Head coach Marsha Beasley and the Rebels earned their spot in the 2021 championship after firing out a score of 4,721 in its qualifier match. The Rebels will begin postseason action this weekend with a virtual Great American Rifle Conference Championship match before heading into a 2-week break from competition before the NCAA Championship. Now to serve things up on the tennis court, the Ole Miss men's tennis team was in a league of its own over the weekend as they swept the Arkansas Razorbacks in the SEC opener. The Rebels swept the board on Sunday, winning a total of 8 matches while only losing 2 total sets to the Razorbacks. All eyes were on the singles matches where the Rebels won all 6 matches, playing almost to perfection. Ole Miss was able to win 4 out of 5 tiebreakers against Arkansas. The Rebels will hit the court again on Friday to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Now to serve things up on the women's side of the tennis court, the Ole Miss women's tennis team swept Missouri over the weekend, and it didn't take long. In exactly 2 hours on Monday, the Rebels claimed their 3rd sweep of the season and their last 4 matches. In singles, the Rebels were absolutely dominant over the Tigers, winning 3 matches in straight sets. And in doubles, Ole Miss was able to win 2 out of 3 matches to take the opening point. The sweep over the Tigers gave the Rebels their first road victory of the season. Ole Miss will look to keep that momentum rolling into Friday as they take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Well, that's all I have for sports. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Newswatch_UM and on Instagram at Newswatch Ole Miss for more of your latest sports updates. Aniston, back to you.
Celebrated in bronze, one local theater put up a new plaque to honor this public figure when we return.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
A plaque in bronze uncovered yesterday of Ron Shapiro. The Powerhouse Theater honored Shapiro with a celebration, naming it Marty Ron. The image inspiring the plaque was taken by photographer Bruce Newman. Newman met Shapiro several years ago, and the two met on the square where the photo was taken. The sculpture was commissioned by Mike Mitchell, and the Yonka Arts Council approved the placement. Shapiro died in 2019. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. Make sure to follow our social media pages for all updates. I'm Aniston McClellan. Thank you and have a wonderful day.